this is the Chapter 9 review. So you should have these problems done, and you should have checked the odds in the back of the book. These are the solutions to the even problems. So number 12, you want to write the number 4 using exponents, and since 4 is only used as a factor once, that's just 4 to the first. For number 18, you want to evaluate w to the third plus y squared. And it tells us that w is negative 3/4 and y is 1. So negative 3/4 cubed is negative 3/4 times negative 3/4 times negative 3/4, and 1 squared is just 1 times 1, or 1. And when we multiply fractions, remember to multiply straight across the top and straight across the bottom. So negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 is negative 27. 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. And then if I want to add 1 to it, I need a common denominator. So we'll change that to 64 over 64. And then negative 27 plus 64 is 37. Number 24, we want the prime factorization of 63, so we'll do a factor tree. And two numbers that multiply to give us 63 are 9 and 7. 7 is prime, but 9 is not. 9 factors into 3 times 3. So this is 3 squared, since there's 2 3's, times 7. Number 30. Number 30 is a little bit different. So it asks you how many different numbers of rows and columns she can display her photographs in if each row has the same number of photographs. So basically what we're looking for are pairs of factors of 24. So for example, 1 by 24 or 24 by 1. So you could also do 2 rows with 12 columns, since 2 times 12 will also give you 24, or the other way around, 12 and 2. So that's 1, 2, 3 goes into 24, so 3 times 8, or 3 by 8 would work, as well as 8 by 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4 is also a factor of 24, 4 by 6 would work, and 6 by 4. And if we keep going up from 4, 5 is not a factor of 24, and then when we get to 6, we've already covered 6. So that's all of the factor pairs of 24. That gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 possible arrangements. Okay, number 36. Number 36, we are simplifying 5a to the third times negative 6a to the fourth. And remember, numbers multiply like regular numbers, so 5 times negative 6 is negative 30, and then we want to add the exponents. This is a to the 7th. Okay, number 42. We want to write m to the negative 5th using positive exponents. That's 1 over m to the 5th. Number 48, 9 times 10 to the second, or 10 to the negative second in scientific notation. So start with a 9, the decimal's right here. We want to move 2 places to the left. Since this is a negative exponent, we want a small number. So 1, 2 places. So that's 0.09. Number 54, 0.000561. We want to write that in scientific notation. So we'll move the decimal 1, 2, 3, 4 times so that it's right past the 5. Since 5.61 is between 1 and 10. And since this is a small number, we move 4 places. That's a negative 4 for the exponent. Okay, number 60. We have 4a to the 9th b, and the whole thing is to the 4th. So remember, this just means that everything in the parentheses is raised to the 4th. So this is 4 to the 4th, and then a to the 9th to the 4th, and then b to the 4th. So 4 to the 4th is 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. That's 256. And this is a to the, remember to multiply exponents here, a to the 36th, b to the 4th. Alright, number 66 asks us to determine if y equals 5 over x plus 1 is linear or nonlinear. This is nonlinear. And that is because the x is in the denominator here, so there's no way to rewrite this equation in the form y equals mx plus b. So that's nonlinear. Okay, and for the last two, we need a grid. Okay, so here is number 72. We want to graph the equation y equals x squared minus 4. And to do that, remember we need a table of values. And we'll start with -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. And you can either plug these numbers in for x by hand, or you can use the table on your calculator if you want to do that. If we do them by hand, -2 plugged in for x, -2 squared is positive 4, minus 4 is 0. -1 squared is positive 1, minus 4 is -3. 0 squared is 0, minus 4 is -4. 1 squared is 1, minus 4 is -3. 2 squared is 4, minus 4 is 0. And we'll plot these on the graph. -2, 0. -1, -3. 0, -4. 1, -3. 2, 0. And then remember to connect these with a nice curve. Okay. And for number 78, we want to graph y equals -3x cubed. Of course, we start with -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. And again, you can plug them in by hand, or you can use the table on your calculator. When we plug in -2 for x, -2 cubed is -8, times -3 is 24. -1 cubed is -1, times -3 is positive 3. 0 cubed is 0, times -3 is still 0. 1 cubed is 1, times -3 is -3. 2 cubed is 8, times -3 is -24. Now, we kind of have a problem here, because this will not fit on the graph, and that will not fit on the graph. So what we do from there is create a couple more values to fill in some other points. So some good ones to do would be, you want to go either close to between 0 and 1, and 0 and -1, or very close to 1 and -1. So I like to get some points outside of this range. So let's go with -1.25 and positive 1.25. And you'll want to use the calculator to plug these in, because trying to cube this by hand is pretty messy. So -1.25 comes out to approximately 5.86, and positive 1.25 comes out to approximately -5.86. So now let's plot these on the graph. -1, 1, 2, 3, 0, 0, 1, -3. And then -1.25 and 5.86. So almost a 6, about right there. And then positive 1.25, -5.86, about right there. So remember what a cubic function looks like. It should curve down this direction and then back down the other direction. Alright, that is it for the Chapter 9 review.